bir tane, hocamızın gönlünden geçti 2 tane. Sabah size tanıttığımız ve bizi kırmayıp yoga günü ön etkinliklerinin açılış konuşmasını yapmayı kabul eden sevgili hocamız Doktor Sushruta ikinci bir video daha göndererek bizi destekledi. Sabahki konuşmasını kaçıranlar için bir kez daha tekrar etmemiz gerekirse, Doktor Sushruta 12 yıl boyunca aldığı geleneksel ashram eğitiminden sonra Esvyasa Yoga Üniversitesi'nde yoga terapi tezli yüksek lisans programını ve yoga doktora programını tamamlayarak yoga araştırmacısı olmuştur. Halen MIT Vedik Bilimler Okulu'nda doçent doktor olarak akademisyenlik hayatını devam ettiren hocamız, modern yaklaşımlarla Hint bilimlerinin araştırma çalışmalarına devam etmektedir. Ayrıca Patanjali Yoga Sutralar, Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Sanskrit, Vedik psikoloji, mantra okumaları ve Upanishad meditasyonları gibi konularda eğitimler düzenlemektedir. Şimdi hocamız Shri Sushruta'yı tekrar ekrana davet ediyorum.
Namassarvebhyah. Just to present few ideas how Patanjali Yoga Sutras lead one who is actually looking for a harmonious life by providing suitable techniques and suitable methods for any true seeker. Yoga Sutras, from which today's yoga philosophy is drawing the inspiration from, are universally accepted because of universal nature of their application. One such example is, we all know that how our mind works. Patanjali Yoga Sutra, along with the commentaries, offer a better understanding of the mind in a proper manner. It offers an idea called Chitta Bhumi. Bhumi in Sanskritam, when it is translated into English, Bhumi is a platform. Platform to depend upon, platform to stay, platform to have a proper ground. So Patanjali Yoga Sutras offer 5 Chitta Bhumis: Kshipta, Mudha, Vikshipta, Ekakra and Niruddha. Of these, first 3 Chitta Bhumis are not yoga. The rest 2 are yoga. And all the possible practices and offered practices are only to make one move from a yoga, non-yogic bhumi to a yogic bhumi. Hence, we need to understand what are these bhumis, platforms that our mind always wandering in. First, Kshipta is very much wandering and unstable condition of mind is called Kshipta, in which Rajas of 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, in this Rajas is very active. It keeps on moving from one object to the other incessantly. This is the first Chitta Bhumi. In kids, we find this nature because kids are new to this world and they are looking for new things in the world. So their manas is in kshipta state, the first stage, first bhumi of yoga. And the next one is Mudha. Mudha Chitta Mudha Bhumi is which is incapable of receiving anything because it is drowsy and it is almost as non-active. And mostly predominant guna, predominant quality in this Chitta Bhumi Mudha is tamas. So when tamas rises in us, either we sleep or we are drowsy or we are in inactive condition. So this is the second Chitta Bhumi. Third Chitta Bhumi is Vikshipta. And this is where most of us, most of the common people lie. We can focus for a short while. It's not very long. For example, if you are sitting in a classroom, how long you can focus, how long you can keep one entity in your mind. So this is only getting connected with one or the other subject for very short duration. But still it is better than kshipta and mudha state of manas. So it happens in most of the cases when the students are sitting in the classroom. Why many students do not get what the teacher says? Because their manas is in the third chitta bhumi called vikshipta. It focuses only for a while and it goes from one to another subject very quickly. And the next one is ekagra. Ekagra is focused, one pointed. Given the time duration, 20 minutes or 40 minutes, the manas is completely focused on one particular subject. This is what is called ekagra. And many times you might have heard this in yoga classes. Sanskrit, it is very common. Ekagra means one pointed. And the last one is niruddha state, in which all the chitta vrittis, the active state of mind is stopped and you are able to restrict and restrain from creating new vrittis, new modifications, new thought process in the mind, which is finally called niruddha. Of these five, as I said in the beginning, three states of manas, three platforms, three stages of manas. These bhumis are ayoga, non-yoga chitta bhumis. Then the rest two, final two, ekagra and niruddha, are known as yoga. So this is nothing to do with any external practices. If those external practices like asana and pranayama and any other kriya, this is to attain the yoga chitta bhumi, which are ekagra and niruddha. So one has to assume that the goal of yoga is to achieve these two states of manas, chitta bhumi, that is ekagra and niruddha. So it is everybody's responsibility to analyze oneself which chitta bhumi is very much active in me, where my manas, in which chitta bhumi manas is going and being in active condition all the time. Thus, hereafter I will update, I will give a small progression of how rest of the Yoga Sutras are all talking around this principle of yoga, that is attaining these two chitta bhumis, either ekagra and niruddha. There is a specific reason to claim only these two, ekagra and niruddha, or yoga. Only in this state, only in this chitta bhumi, anything is possible to achieve. Even if you are watching this video, even while you are practicing asanas, even while eating, even you are walking, the manas, when it is only focused, or when when your manas is devoid of unwanted thoughts, which you are voluntarily stopping all unwanted thoughts, that is the core of teachings of yoga. So anything is possible to perform. The best possible way to perform any action is to be in yoga chitta bhumi, that is ekagra and niruddha. Rest, either it is half done, or it is negligent work, or it is not complete. So all kinds of incompleteness in action can be observed in three lower ayoga chitta bhumis. Dhanyavad.
Yoga uygulamaları ile ilgili videolarımız gün boyu devam ediyor. Diğer videolarımızı da yine İstanbul Yoga Merkezi YouTube kanalımızdan izleyebilirsiniz.